What if I told you there was a cat that lived long enough to witness the moon landing, the creation of the internet, and even the launch of the very first iPhone? Believe it or not, it's true. Or how about a cat that could stretch out and peer onto your kitchen counter without ever having to jump? Today, we're diving deep into the world of incredible feline achievements, getting to know the champions recorded in the Guinness World Records. We'll be looking at cats that defied the laws of nature, lived to incredible ages, grew to truly enormous sizes, and stretched out to lengths that would make any dachshund jealous. Get ready to be amazed because sometimes reality is truly stranger than fiction. By the way, what's the craziest or most unusual thing your own cat has ever done? Let us know in the comments below so we can compare them to our heroes today. Before we introduce you to these fuzzy superstars, let's take a moment to talk about the history of the Guinness World Records itself. Since the middle of the 20th century, this organisation has been busy documenting humanity's most outstanding achievements, and not just human ones. Animal categories have always been some of the most popular. People absolutely love hearing stories about the biggest, the smallest, or the most talented pet. However, the approach to certain records has changed over time. Back in 1998, Guinness made a very important and highly ethical decision. They stopped accepting registrations for the heaviest pet record. Why? Because this category actually encouraged owners to intentionally overfeed their animals just for the sake of fame, causing irreparable harm to the pet's health. This move truly emphasises that every record must be measured not just by uniqueness, but by ethics and care. So today, we won't just be discussing raw statistics, but the amazing life stories behind these incredible numbers. Let's start with an absolute legend, a cat whose name has become synonymous with longevity itself. Meet Creme Puff. She was born on August 3rd, 1967, and passed away on August 6th, 2005. A simple calculation reveals that she lived for 38 years and 3 days. To put that into perspective, the average domestic cat lives for about 15 years. Creme Puff lived for more than 2 complete feline lifetimes. She was born when the Beatles released their iconic album and lived long enough to witness the launch of YouTube. Her owner, Jake Perry from Austin, Texas, clearly had a secret. After all, Creme Puff wasn't his only record-breaking senior cat. But we'll save the details of her highly controversial diet for a little later. Just imagine the world through her eyes, from hippies to hipsters, from vinyl records to MP3 players. She was a silent witness to the shift of entire eras. So, what was the secret behind Creme Puff's incredible longevity? Her owner, Jake Perry, had a truly unorthodox approach to feeding his beloved pets. While the foundation of the diet was standard dry cat food, the additions were genuinely shocking. Each morning, the cats would receive a special portion that included broccoli, eggs, turkey bacon, and, wait for it, coffee with cream. Yes, you heard that correctly. Coffee. To top it all off, every other day, Jake would give his cats a dropper full of red wine. Veterinarians and zoologists across the globe are still puzzling over this regimen. On the one hand, both caffeine and alcohol are widely considered toxic to felines. On the other, the results speak for themselves. Perhaps the secret lay in the microdoses, acting more like mild stimulants. Or maybe the true benefit came from the other ingredients, such as the antioxidants found in broccoli. Jake Perry himself always maintained that the real secret was the active and interesting life he created for his pets, viewing the unusual diet as merely a compliment. Jake Perry's story is even more astonishing when you realise Creme Puff wasn't his first record-breaking cat. Before Creme Puff, he owned a cat named Grandpa Rex Allen, who also earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest cat of his era. Grandpa Rex Allen lived an impressive 34 years. Having 2 record holders under one roof is clearly not a coincidence. It's a proven system. Jake Perry essentially transformed his home into a genuine feline paradise. He even converted his garage into a cat cinema, projecting nature documentaries onto the walls. Perry firmly believed that mental stimulation and a stress-free environment were the keys to longevity. His cats enjoyed free roam of an enclosed courtyard, climbing custom structures and safely exploring their world. This remarkable story shows us that longevity isn't solely about genetics or diet. It's a comprehensive approach where love, dedicated care, and the creation of an enriched, stimulating environment for your pet play, arguably the most crucial role. Let's switch from discussing longevity to sheer size, specifically focusing on length. When it comes to length, the Maine Coon breed absolutely dominates the podium. They truly earn their nickname, the Gentle Giants. The undisputed champion in this category was a magnificent feline named my Maine Stuart Gilligan, or simply Stewie. When he was measured in 2010, the tape measure stretched an incredible 123 centimetres from the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail. To help you visualise that, that's about the length of a guitar, or the average height of an 8-year-old child. Stewie lived in Reno, Nevada, where he was a true local celebrity. His owners, Robin Hendrickson and Eric Bransness, often recounted stories of people confusing him with a bobcat or even a small dog. His colossal size was the result of a perfect combination of stellar Maine Coon genetics and excellent loving care. But Stewie wasn't just huge. He was also an incredibly friendly and docile cat. Stewie's life was not only physically long, but also incredibly eventful. After earning his title in the Guinness Book of World Records, he became a global superstar. He was invited onto TV shows, and newspapers all over the world featured his story. But his owners made sure to use his fame for a good cause. Stewie earned his certification as a therapy animal and regularly visited nursing homes and local hospitals, bringing joy and comfort to people. His calm and affectionate nature made him the ideal companion. Just imagine the surprise and delight of patients when this giant, yet incredibly gentle cat walked into their room. Sadly, Stewie passed away from cancer in 2013. But he left behind not only a record that remains unbroken to this day, but also a legacy of kindness, proving that even the biggest cats can have the biggest hearts. Stewie's record remains unbeaten for now, but the world of Maine Coons keeps producing magnificent giants. Today, the title of the longest living cat belongs to a beautiful Italian feline named Barivelle. He measures a stunning 120 centimetres, putting him just 3 centimetres shy of the legendary Stewie's length. Barivelle leads a much quieter and more secluded life than his famous predecessor. His owners describe him as a very shy and gentle cat who mostly enjoys lounging on the bed and snacking on tuna. Interestingly, his name translates from the local dialect to mean clown or jester, which his owners say is completely at odds with his very serious personality. The stories of Stewie and Barivelle really highlight just how remarkable the Maine Coon breed is. Originating in the harsh climate of North America, these cats evolved their impressive size and thick coats to survive brutal, snowy winters. Today, they have transformed from rugged survivors into some of the most beloved and visually impressive domestic pets worldwide. Now, let's turn our attention to a record shrouded in controversy and a truly cautionary tale: the world's heaviest cat. As we've mentioned, the Guinness Book of World Records no longer tracks this particular category, citing ethical concerns. Nevertheless, history remembers the champions of the past, and their fates serve as a critical warning for all pet owners. The final official record holder was an Australian cat named Himmy. In 1986, Himmy's weight reached a shocking 21.3 kilograms. That's roughly the weight of an average spaniel or a 4-year-old child. His owner insisted that Himmy wasn't overfed, claiming instead that his immense size was the result of a genetic predisposition. Predictably, however, such extreme weight severely compromised the cat's health. He could barely move on his own, forcing his owner to transport him everywhere in a garden wheelbarrow. Himmy's story is a classic, tragic example of how love and care can sometimes morph into an unhealthy obsession. Although his owner claimed Himmy had a natural predisposition to be overweight, veterinarians were certain that a cat couldn't possibly reach that size without significant, deliberate overfeeding. A cat whose life is reduced to not being able to run, jump, or even walk normally, can hardly be considered living a full life. At 10 years old, Himi died from respiratory failure. His lungs simply couldn't supply enough oxygen to sustain such an enormous body mass. Himi's tragic fate was one of the primary catalysts for the Guinness Book of World Records to overhaul its policy regarding pet obesity records. His life serves as a constant, stark reminder. Pet obesity is not something to find endearing or take pride in. It is a serious, life-shortening disease that inflicts unnecessary suffering upon our beloved companions. While Himi's record is history, the internet age has introduced us to other famous feline heavyweights. One of the most famous was a cat named Meow from Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 2012, Meow arrived at a local shelter, weighing over 18 kilograms. His 87-year-old owner could no longer properly care for him. Photos of the gigantic ginger tabby instantly went viral, catapulting Meow to worldwide fame. Shelter staff immediately put him on a strict diet and began a weight loss and rehabilitation program, supervised by thousands of followers on social media. Everyone hoped for a success story, but tragically, no miracle occurred. Just 1 month after his rise to fame, Meow passed away due to complications linked to his severe obesity. Like Himi's story, Meow's tragic passing underscored the serious global concern of pet obesity and the critical importance of proper diet and an active lifestyle. Beyond length and weight, there's another truly impressive metric: height. The record holder in this category was a cat named Arcturus Aldebaran Powers. He measured 48.4 centimeters tall at the shoulder. That's about the height of a standard coffee table. Arcturus was a savanna cat, a powerful hybrid of a domestic feline and the African serval. It was the genes of his wild ancestor that gifted him those incredibly long legs and that graceful, towering physique. Savannas are renowned for their intelligence, high energy, and impressive vertical leap. They often resemble miniature cheetahs more than typical house cats. Arcturus lived in Michigan and was a legitimate celebrity, but his story is inextricably linked with another record holder who shared the same home. Sharing a home with Arcturus, the world's tallest cat, was the holder of another incredible record, the cat with the longest tail. His name was Cygnus Regulus Powers, and he was a Maine Coon. His magnificent, fluffy tail measured 44.66 centimeters long. The tail itself looked like a luxurious feather boa. His owners, Will and Lauren Powers, often recounted that living with Cygnus led to countless funny moments. He constantly dipped his enormous tail into drinks, swept objects off shelves, and required extra caution whenever doors were being closed. Having two record-holding cats under one roof was truly unique. Arcturus and Cygnus were the best of friends, often appearing together at charitable events to help raise funds for local animal shelters. Sadly, the story of these two amazing record-holding cats ended in tragedy. In November 2017, a fire engulfed the home of their owners, Will and Lauren Powers. While Will and Lauren managed to escape through a window, the thick smoke prevented them from locating their beloved pets. The fire completely destroyed the property. Despite desperate searches and lingering hope, the bodies of Arcturus, Cygnus, and two other cats belonging to the family were later recovered. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the global animal-loving community. In the wake of their devastating loss, Will and Lauren dedicated themselves to promoting essential fire safety awareness for pet owners everywhere. Arcturus and Cygnus are remembered not just for their world records, but as a poignant symbol, a reminder of the fragility of life and the vital importance of cherishing every moment spent with our beloved furry companions. Let's move on to records you can actually hear. Specifically, we're talking about the world's loudest purr. That title belongs to a cat named Merlin from the United Kingdom. In 2015, his purr was officially recorded at 67.8 decibels. To put that in perspective, that's roughly the volume of a running vacuum cleaner, a dishwasher, or a very lively conversation. His owner, Tracy Westwood, reported that Merlin's purr was so loud it often drowned out the TV and made talking on the phone impossible. When guests came over, they frequently asked, "What is that strange noise? Did something break? Science still doesn't fully understand the mechanism of purring, but the current theory is that it results from the vibration of the vocal cords. Why Merlin's vibrations were so extraordinarily powerful remains a mystery. He was an otherwise ordinary cat, rescued from a shelter, who happened to possess a truly exceptional talent. When we talk about records, let's turn our attention to the financial accomplishments. The wealthiest cat in history is widely considered to be a black cat named Blackie. In 1988, he inherited a massive fortune of £7 million sterling from his owner, Ben Rea, a reclusive antique dealer. Ben Rea was well known for his strong aversion to people and his absolute devotion to felines. In his will, he left scarcely anything to his relatives. Instead, he instructed that his fortune be distributed among 3 feline charities, with one crucial stipulation: they had to provide lifelong care for his beloved cat, Blackie. This story immediately caused a massive media sensation and resulted in drawn-out legal battles with his disgruntled relatives. Ultimately, however, the deceased's wishes were honoured. Blackie spent the rest of his life living in total comfort and luxury, becoming a powerful symbol of the incredible devotion a human can show toward a pet. Let's shift gears and talk about an anatomical record, polydactyly, or the condition of having extra toes. Polydactyl cats, particularly common among Maine Coons, usually have 6 or 7 toes on each paw. This often gives them the appearance of wearing little mittens. However, the true record holder in this category completely blew everyone away. Jake, a cat from Canada, boasted an incredible 28 toes. That's 7 fully formed digits on every single paw. Crucially, each toe was structurally complete, featuring its own pad, claw, and bone structure. This unique feature earned him a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records back in 2002. Despite this unusual trait, Jake was a perfectly healthy and energetic cat. His massive snowshoe paws never hindered him, allowing him to live a full cat life, complete with games and endless adventure. In stark contrast to the giants we've discussed, we must also talk about the world's smallest cat. That record holder was a Himalayan cat named Tinker Toy from Illinois, USA. Though fully grown at the age of 2.5, he stood only 7 centimeters high at the shoulder and measured just 19 centimeters in length. His total weight was approximately 680 grams. Tinker Toy was so incredibly tiny, he could easily fit in the palm of your hand. Born in 1990, he was the runt of a litter of 6 kittens. Sadly, like many animals with extreme dimensions, he did not live a long life and passed away at the age of 6. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the astonishing diversity within the feline world where true giants and seemingly eternal kittens can coexist. Cats are renowned not only for their longevity or beauty, but also for their incredible athleticism. One of the most spectacular records they hold is for the longest jump. That title currently belongs to a cat named Allie, hailing from Austin, Texas. Back in 2013, she completed a jump measuring 182.88 centimeters, a staggering 6 feet. This remarkable leap was officially recorded during a Guinness World Records event. This feat perfectly demonstrates the explosive power hidden within the muscles of these graceful predators. The ability to launch themselves several times their own body length is a key survival skill in the wild. Allie proved that even pampered domestic cats retain these powerful instincts and physical capabilities completely. It's a widely held belief that cats, unlike dogs, are virtually impossible to train. But the next record breaker absolutely proves that stereotype wrong. Meet Didgar, an Australian cat who set a Guinness World Record for the most tricks performed in just 60 seconds. Alongside her owner, Robert Dolwet, Didgar managed to complete an astonishing 24 commands. These weren't simple tricks either. Her repertoire included complex maneuvers like skateboarding, jumping a hurdle, performing a high five, rolling over, and much more. Didgar, who was once a humble shelter cat, quickly became a YouTube sensation thanks to her incredible talents. Her story is powerful proof that cats are highly intelligent and incredibly trainable creatures. The secret is finding the right approach, which relies heavily on patience, positive reinforcement, and above all, love. Ultimately, this record isn't about size or genetics. It's a testament to raw animal intelligence and the amazing bond that can form between a pet and its human companion. Let's wrap up our list with a truly incredible story of survival against all odds. It's the tale of a cat named Frankenlouis, or Frankenlouis as he was often called. He was what's known as a Janus cat, born with a rare congenital condition called diprosopia, meaning he had two distinct faces. He had two noses, two mouths, and three eyes. Kittens born with this condition rarely survive more than a few days, but Frankenlouis defied those expectations, thanks to the relentless dedication of his owner, Marty Stevens, who had to tube feed him. He didn't just survive, he thrived, living a long, happy life that spanned 15 years. In 2012, he was officially recognised by the Guinness World Records as the longest-living Janus cat ever recorded. His story stands as a powerful testament to life, resilience, and the boundless devotion of a person who looked past the unusual exterior and saw a unique individual truly deserving of love and care. What is the common thread running through all these stories? From Creme Puff, the oldest cat ever, to Stewie, the giant Maine Coon. From Blackie, the millionaire feline, to Frankenlouis, the incredible survivor. These records aren't just dry statistics in a book. They reveal the immense potential and sheer diversity of the feline world. They show us what these animals can achieve with proper care, and sometimes in defiance of all odds. But most importantly, behind every single one of these amazing tales, there is a person, a loving owner who created unique conditions, who fought tirelessly for their pet's life, or who simply offered boundless love and devotion. These records are testaments to the deep connection between us and our smaller, furry companions. They remind us of the responsibility we hold for those we have tamed, and they inspire us to give our own pets the best, longest, and happiest lives we possibly can. Because ultimately, every cat is a record holder in the heart of its owner. Alright, that concludes our journey into the world of feline superstars. We learned about Creme Puff, who lived an incredible 38 years. Stewie, whose mind-boggling length reached 123 centimetres. And we took an important lesson from the cautionary tale of the heavyweight, Himmy. These cats aren't just entries in a record book. They represent entire lives filled with love, dedication, and yes, sometimes tragedy. Their stories truly highlight just how unique and remarkable our domestic pets can be. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you were as surprised by these facts as we were, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future amazing stories. And now for the main question. Which of these amazing records impressed you the most? And what do you think is the secret to a long and truly happy life for a cat? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.